Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Dear friends, I'm delighted to be here with you today on Unacademy. It's a great pleasure to interact with the students here. My name is Amitabh Kant. I'm the CEO of Niti Aayog. I've had a long career spanning over 40 years in government. I've worked in the state of Kerala and Government of India. I've worked in both North and South Block, which between them in cricket parlance have often been said to block everything in government. I've never seen technologies which are blurring the boundaries between our physical, digital and biological worlds as they are doing now. Innovation in areas of big data, machine learning, artificial intelligence, 3D printing and blockchain are reshaping the world around us. Today we are also in the midst of a technology revolution that will fundamentally and radically alter the way we live and work. I ended up in the backwaters of Kerala as a civil servant. Manufacturing had severely failed in the state, and Kerala's atmosphere was heavily surcharged with trade unions. There was a communist regime at one stage of my career, I ran into a severe problem with the political leadership. I was in fact left without a posting for a long time. Then in what among bureaucratic circles is referred to as a punishment posting, I was posted as Secretary Tourism. No one had ever envisioned or thought of Kerala as a tourism destination. People used to travel either to J&K or Rajasthan, and no civil servant wanted to be posted as Secretary Tourism. It was termed as for lack of a better word, a lousy posting. I instead used this opportunity to build Kerala as a high-value upmarket destination, differentiated it from the rest of the world by creating new products which were unique to Kerala. There were major travel advisories against travel to India. Our hotels were managing a mere 10% net occupancy and our tourism had totally collapsed. It was also the time when Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore had all halted their international marketing as there was no consumer demand. At the peak of this crisis, we launched the Incredible India campaign. It was a 360-degree campaign across television, digital and print. We cut through tour operators and travel agents and went straight to the consumers, the travelers of the world. We brought the wonders of India into the living rooms of potential tourists from across the world with this. The campaign brought back tourists and tourism rapidly grew and expanded. The enhanced demand led to new airlines and the development of new airports at Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi and Mumbai. A marketing-led initiative at the peak of the crisis had led to the massive potential of travel and tourism being tapped as a driver of growth and employment creation. This is why you should not be demotivated by a crisis. You should take it head on and leverage the opportunity that it presents to disrupt the status quo. Friends, look at the disruption that has taken place. We are the only country in the world with over 1 billion plus biometrics, 1 billion plus mobiles and almost 1 billion bank accounts. What we term as the JAM, the Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile Trinity. We have around 700 million internet users and we add an internet user every 3 seconds. We are the largest consumer of data in the world and our data costs are the lowest. Almost 1/20th the cost of data compared to USA and 1/10th the cost of data in UK. Our app downloads are more than the app usage of USA and China put together. But students Today's world of disruption and innovation requires, firstly, leaders who have strong belief and who are willing to set a new direction. Secondly, leaders who are optimists and have the courage to alter the status quo. Thirdly, leaders who look at the future and set an ambitious goal that is not determined by past or present. And finally, leaders who keep sustainability at the forefront of every step that they take. Remember, we have a huge responsibility to the world that we live in, and therefore sustainability must be fundamental to every single step that you take. You are the ambassadors of the future. I have no doubt that all of you will be leaders of tomorrow who will further transform the India of today. And while you are on your way to doing so, while you continue to crack examinations, please do continue to trek, continue to scale mountains, continue to play a sport, and continue to read and write. Continue to do what you are most passionate about. Have at least one extracurricular pursuit which will be your lifelong companion. And always remember that you all have to shape the world, your worldview, and nurture yourself into the leaders of the future. And that will happen only when you study, but also when you do extracurricular activity and you play a sport. Later, when you are all in jobs and services, you must pursue your dreams and make them come alive. Be always optimistic, be positive, and continue to think big. As you embark on your journey to realize your dreams, you will have to overcome several obstacles. This would require patience, perseverance, and fearlessness. That's an absolute must for those who dare to dream and succeed. The last 5 years has been very eventful in the digital space, as the Digital India program has achieved numerous milestones, and some of the flagship initiatives have allowed us to leapfrog and scale technology adoption across a wide range of sectors. India Stack, the Aadhaar identification system, has been the largest identification system initiated in the world and has received global recognition. Every Indian now has a biometric authenticated Aadhaar identification number. The linkage of Aadhaar with bank accounts and mobile phones, also known as the Jam Trinity, is the bedrock of much of the digitization drive under the Digital India movement. The Unified Payment Interface platform has also witnessed huge growth over a relatively short period of time. The platform is tremendously scaled. UPI crossed the 2 billion transaction mark in October 2020. UPI volume has grown by 80% from 1.14 billion transactions in October 2019 to 2.07 billion transactions last month. The transaction value has jumped 101% from 1.91 lakh crore to 3.8 lakh crore. In the 4 years of its existence, it has doubled the number of transactions that American Express has globally, something which took about 4 decades. It is also expected that in the next 3 to 4 years, UPI will overtake Visa and MasterCard as well. Ladies and gentlemen, data is unlocking new opportunities and is at the heart of developing new technologies such as artificial intelligence. The National Strategy on Artificial Intelligence envisions that India can become a global hub for developing solutions that are relevant not only for India but for other developing and emerging economies as well. India is already spearheading the deployment of AI to address social challenges in areas of health, education, agriculture in a big way. A data-rich country with its precious human capital, India is well positioned to become a global leader in AI solutions and a global hub for talent. As a founding member of the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence, the country is already leading from the front as it champions the responsible use of AI for social good to realize a more inclusive and equitable society. It is expected that AI will add about $957 billion to India's economy by 2035, and the government of India recognized this opportunity early on. The government has identified 10 sunrise sectors and has launched an outcome and output oriented scheme titled the Production Linked Incentive Scheme. The announcement of PLI scheme for 10 champion sectors is a big game changer. These were initially started for mobiles, electronic components, APIs and medical devices. There was quite a success with major global companies as well as Indian companies applying under the scheme. Now we have launched PLI scheme in total of 10 sectors. These will play a major role in making Indian manufacturers globally competitive. It will attract investments at a large scale, it will boost our export potential and give rise to economies of scale. We will be able to produce cutting-edge products and solutions that will ensure our integration into the global value chains. The PLI for advanced cell chemistry battery manufacturing is a massive opportunity for us, given that the future lies in not just consumer electronics but also in the faster adoption of EVs and renewable energy solutions. We have brought in a PLI for electronic technology products, semiconductor fabrication, IoT, computer hardware and servers. Similarly, we are focusing on PLI for telecom infrastructure, for solar PVs, for steel, pharma, food processing, textiles, white goods and auto components. These production-linked incentive schemes will not only provide a huge fillip to these sectors, but also create backward linkages with MSMEs and will have an overall multiplier impact on the Indian economy. It will increase our resilience, self-reliance, while at the same time lead to massive value creation and will project us as a favorable investment destination. If you look around in a large and diverse country like India, it is not only the introduction of new initiatives, but the ability to rapidly execute and scale up programs to reach out to our 1.3 billion citizens that is central to achieving success. We therefore work with the private sector to develop several products where technology can drive India's growth across education, health, and many other areas. And therefore, my view is that India can be the global tech garage. India can work in private-public partnership to create new technology products to solve the problems of India. And when we solve the problems of India, we'll be solving the problems of the world. India is a diverse country in terms of its geography, people, languages, challenges. This makes India the perfect test bed for not only developing AI products for India, but the diversity allows for solutions to be developed for other economies, potentially establishing India as a global tech garage. India is a perfect playground for enterprises and institutions to develop scalable solutions which can be easily implemented in the rest of the developing and emerging economy. If India is able to solve for its challenges of water, health, education and agriculture, India will be finding solutions not for the 1.3 billion people of India, but for the next 5 billion people of the world, helping alleviate poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. With this, I wish you all the very best and a great future ahead. And let me just say that you should continue to be positive and optimistic, and that you should crack every single examination that you take. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.